everybody. Welcome to Dustin's Vinyl. This is my bad dude on guitar, Anthony Kapfer.
Hey,
that was
up?
Good. That was very Buddy Guy. That sounded good.
Yeah.
Like
I think a lot of
had
influence,
a nice influence.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our second pre-recorded show here. We are recording for the podcast and for Twitch TV. So, this is kind of weird for us. We're actually here, but we're not.
Yeah. We're coming at you pre-recorded.
I like pre-recorded. You know what I mean? That's when it's next level, when you're like, oh, I'll just pre-record and air it. And so we're, that's what we're doing. We're getting Hollywood, man, making episodes and just doing stuff and letting people just see it recorded, whatever that means. Anyway, I'm all over the place, man.
Literally, you're taking private jets everywhere these days.
I mean,
tour buses, private jets.
It's it's once in a while, things come back, and when you're good to people, and and you're funny enough to hold your own, and then people give you a cool gig, and this has been a great gig. So this is it's been phenomenal, man. Just working with Nate Bargatze, and there he is on the wall there. So, but it's man, it's really cool because we played a gig in Dallas, and it was his biggest audience yet. When by himself, like he'd done some big stuff with Foxworthy and stuff, but this was by himself, and it was 5,600, almost whatever people, and obviously biggest crowd I ever performed in front of, and it was pretty phenomenal. And my mom got to see me, which is cool because I think my mom's still like, "Are you making money yet?" So it was nice.
Yeah, I guess when you're doing 5,000 people, that question doesn't come up.
Yeah, I hope not. Chili's sponsored it. I gave her my Chili's card. It was like $100. Like I took her on the tour bus.
When you throw it around Chili's money, that's how you know.
And then my brother's there. Of course, he's wearing a cowboy hat, the whole thing. And we're kind of estranged a little bit. So I think it was good for everybody to see me in this environment and stuff.
Yeah,
because everybody always questions stand up. They're like, "Is it really a real thing?" And and so these tours have been great. And that was something else, performing that in front of that many people. And theater stuff, going from basements to 5,000 people is like, bar shows to that is like, cause I still play those kind of, crappy gigs. And then, I'll play something like this, and it's like, the rhythm is so different, and you got to kind of slow down. And boy, I tell you, when nobody laughs on one joke, you feel it when it's 5,000 people.
Oh, yeah. There's no question about whose fault it is.
Okay. Changing that joke. 5,000 people told me to not do that one anymore.
So one time I did a show, and there was 1,200, and that is much different than even a club that's like 400 or whatever.
Sure.
Is there a difference between like a smaller theater and the 5,000? Or is it comparable?
I think it's all the same. I think once you get past 1,200, it's about the same. 1,000. I think anything that's a theater atmosphere is all the same. I mean, this was 5,000, big stadium, but it wasn't that much different than the one before, which is maybe 2,000-3,000. So it's like, this was cool because it was a new venue. Most of these theaters have been kind of old, kind of, classic theaters and stuff. And so, the sound quality in this was amazing. They had videos on the thing. And so it's like, it's definitely, a little more.
Wow, it had screens and stuff?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
So that's different. I mean, I've never performed at a place like that. That's awesome.
I did that once. It's like a big casino, and they had the screens on the thing. So, so it's cool. But it's funny because music stand-up can, kind of compare to music when it's at that level,
it has to be a different show. That's why there's arena rock bands and there's club bands. It's same idea.
Yeah.
So this thing's got to be huge when it's a big arena.
So how you doing? How's the album doing? Is it getting it out there?
I'm working on a couple things. I'm working on, I have a straight music comedy album I'm working on called Comedy Songs Are Not Funny, and that's coming along. And then I'm starting another music project that is, it's probably still going to be somewhat funny, but I'm starting another thing that is like going to be geared more towards just music fans.
Okay.
So that it doesn't have to be like marketed as comedy, and if it's. So I'm starting this. It's going to be called Buzz Killjoy. Will be the name of the band.
I like it.
Band.
I like it. I think you should do an album every genre. I think that should be your goal. Like
I'd like to. Like the early Beck albums, like the first like 5 albums he did, is like he didn't repeat any kind of sound that he'd done before until I think maybe Sea Change. That after that, then he started kind of going back to some of the sounds that he had done.
How come we don't listen to Beck like we used to? I feel like Beck is one of those guys that should be, like everybody's always playing David Byrne, all these like classic guys. It's like we should be playing Beck more. I think nobody.
Beck is great.
He really is. They don't play enough Beck
I've listened
songs.
to Odelay the last couple of months. Like it holds up.
I think Beck's better than Bowie. What do you think?
Wow. Well, I listened to Beck more than I listened to Bowie for sure.
I did that, and my co-host just turned completely red.
He did not like that.
All right, we'll go ahead and bring these guys in so I can get attacked. All right, everybody. Dustin's Vinyl, the other half of the half. Jeffrey Paul and Adam Holtz, everybody.
How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Is better than Bowie. You getting back for me from the Buddy Guy comment?
No, I think Anthony influenced me a little bit because Anthony last week or the week before was like, I'm not that into Bowie and stuff. And then I started thinking about it. I'm into Bowie as a figure of rock.
Me too.
And I do like probably 4 songs that are great.
Yeah.
Like Changes and Hero and,
Suffragette City is great.
Ziggy Stardust. Yeah. It's like, there's like 4 songs that I probably really love. And then I think I kind of like, I would skip over a lot of songs. I think.
Wow.
I feel like
I don't even have to respond to this.
I think Beck might be the closest thing that my generation had to a Bowie type.
Yeah. Beck's amazing though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Adam likes Beck. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he would go with that statement, but I think it's just,
I'd have to think about that. If Beck was one of my favorites, especially in the 90s. And he's definitely one of the most unique voices in rock from at least since the 90s.
Yeah. And no one else has done all the kinds of genres. Like it's not like he's in 5 different bands. It's all Beck doing all these different sounds. He did a funk album. He did he's done all. And Bowie did that too. I
don't think he has the catalog that Bowie has.
He does not.
I think it's close.
He does not. But
I'm saying he's the closest thing for the next.
You're probably right.
You're
right. We'll give you that. But he is the only thing that really matters in music. The only thing that matters is if you get nominated in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so he's nominated in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that makes him better than Pat Benatar. It makes him better.
He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already?
He's nominated.
Yeah.
He can't go in before Pat Benatar.
Go in. What?
And not before Pat Benatar.
Benatar's never going in until she dumps her goofy husband.
He shouldn't go in before Maiden. He shouldn't go in before Priest. Stop it.
I don't know if I agree.
Beck is more innovative than a lot of those guys. He's trying different stuff. Like those guys are great at they're great in their lane, but they're not doing anything different. I can't tell the difference between one Maiden album and another. Beck has like 15 different sounds, man.
Yeah.
He even made Kanye go, whoa, this guy's good. Kanye hates everybody.
Turntables and a microphone.
That's a good song.
Where it's at.
I like that he boiled his whole career down to just one line
song,
in a song
that got a lot of play. So made a lot of money off that song.
Yeah.
He's just a cool dude. It's like his father was a comedian, which I think is interesting. And
he was a comedian?
He was like a vaudeville comedian. And when he was on, I think this is right. You can fact check me if you want, Adam. But apparently he was on one of the talk shows, like a Johnny Carson type show or Jay Leno Tonight Show, kind of like maybe I forget what it was, whatever was before Jack Parr. And his apparently he got on the show and then the host had a tie on and he cut his tie. And,
really?
And so when Beck went on the Tonight Show, he grabbed Jay Leno's tie and cut it out of kind of this honor of his father.
Oh, cool!
Like, really funny thing. So yeah, Yeah.
I always
Doesn't
thought
make
that
him better than Bowie.
I thought his dad was like a composer, like some kind of
David Campbell.
Yeah,
I think
Am I totally wrong on this comedian thing?
Did he do the tie thing?
Did he do the tie thing? I know
that was
he
a
cut
great
the tie
story.
thing. Who cut the tie thing? Put in Beck cuts tie. Okay, am I making shit up on the show? Maybe.
Fake news.
Go with it, guys. You don't have to fact check me.
Yeah, if Joe Rogan has a podcast, we can say whatever we want about Beck's dad.
Nobody has to have truth anymore.
Anthony, it is an interesting observation to bring up Beck as someone who, is in the conversation with Bowie. Because you really don't hear, a lot of comparisons to Bowie.
No, I can't think of any. The only other person that I could think of maybe would be Prince. But that's the same sort of generation. But like as far as like next generation's Bowie, I don't really know who it would be if not Beck.
It's interesting. I also like the. I think it's closer to David Byrne. I think Beck has probably surpassed David Byrne.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: Bowie's first 5 albums are terrible. There's a reason why he didn't make it to like the 9th album. So
which album was Stardust?
That was way late. That was way later. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Well, that changed everything. But before that guy was busting out albums left and right.
But remember, that was also the time where bands were putting out 2-3 albums a year.
Yeah.
Well, nobody was touching Bowie until Ziggy Stardust. So, and everybody touched Beck out of the gate. So, there's something to be said about that.
Different time period. And again, we look at the catalog, and I like his stuff produced by Trent Reznor.
I still only like 5 songs.
Industrial stuff.
I still only like 5 songs. I have some Bowie albums, but I just, it's not like I listen to it all the way through. It's not like I'm not.
That's how I am too with Bowie.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
But
stuff.
I still respect him.
The greatest hits are good. The greatest hits stuff's good. Knock, knock, knock on wood. It's fun cover. He's good. He's great. He's great. And he is music. Like he's this thing that had to happen. He's definitely an impactor. It's like Anthony. You get on to Anthony because he doesn't like your music. He's just not drawn to it. So I think Bowie's, more of a t-shirt for me sometimes, than he is kind of somebody I want to sit down and go, I'm going to listen to Bowie right now.
Come on, he's a lot more than a t-shirt. Anthony, I'm trying to figure out, where he stands in music. I want to like Anthony, I really do, but he makes it so damn hard.
Yeah,
I grew up.
At least he's not racist.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Racist? How am I racist? Jesus Christ!
Oh, I don't know if you listened to the last episode. You were pretty bad.
I wasn't racist.
Totally
I have my
racist.
opinions on Buddy Guy. He's
totally
overrated.
Racist. We're hoping that episode gets us some heat. That's what
right.
You just seem to have a lot of opinions about artists that are not white.
I have opinions about every artist.
No, it's mostly you, Anthony.
I have my opinions on Beck.
Yeah.
Bobby Bear Jr.
You do hate Bobby Bear Jr.
Yeah,
you learned that the hard way.
Daft Punk.
I don't think Anthony had anything to do with that. That was the early days.
That was Adam.
Yep.
Dude, whatever. You could turn, it's like good stuff. It doesn't matter.
I think Pharrell Williams is good.
Well, how was Hailstorm? You guys went to Hailstorm? How was that?
Yeah.
Concert? It was good.
They were great.
Yeah.
It was Hailstorm and Evanescence. And Hailstorm, they have a new album coming out next month, and I heard a track off of it. It's really, really good. They're a lot heavier than you think.
Okay.
Yeah, Apocalyptic was good. I Am the Fire was good. They closed with I Love the Misery. The second song was that was killer. That was Love Bites. That was really good. And then Evanescence comes on, and that opening song, what was that? What's the first track off the new album?
Off of The Bitter Truth, it is. Oh, what's the name of it?
Very, very heavy though. That was good. And they both, Evanescence probably, if Hailstorm played an hour, Evanescence probably maybe played an hour and 15.
Okay.
So the opening song was Artifact in the Turn, and then it went right into Broken Pieces Shine.
Broken Pieces Shine was insane. That drummer really, I mean, that double tap was great. That was really, really good.
I didn't realize Evanescence was still around.
Oh yeah, well the thing is they had broken up for a little bit, and they had another singer called Lindsay Sterling who sang with them. They
replaced the singer?
Yeah, she left.
I actually thought her name was Evanescence. I didn't know that they could replace
it. That was shampoo. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, that's a herbal essence.
That's it.
It's Amy Lee. She's
Amy Lee. Yeah,
great.
That was great. That's a good reference.
I try sometimes. All right, so honor of Black History Month, we're going to have Jeff leave this segment. We're going.
Okay,
Jeff is not a racist. He has a lot of black friends. He doesn't talk to them, but he has them. So
he keeps them around.
Just for pictures.
Just for pictures. Just for pictures. Nico White, that's his one black friend. All right, so we have Anthony is going to bring us an album that's probably going to create some more racism with Jeff. Anthony, take it away, buddy.
All right, I picked the first Wu-Tang Clan album, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. So this was the debut album. It was a kind of gritty sound, which helped kind of restore the kind of New York presence in hip hop in the 90s, and had a direct influence on artists like Nas and Notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z and people like that. What else? So it was recorded really cheaply, which is why it sounds as gritty. Sort of like to me, it kind of reminds me of like the sound of it's kind of punk rock sounding, like a punk rock hip hop album, just with the grittiness and that kind of attitude. And so RZA produced it, mixed it, arranged it. He did the programming. He was the one responsible for the like the samples. So it's they call it sonic collages of like classic soul records, and then also samples from old martial arts movies. And what was this? Oh yeah, I saw this fact that I thought was pretty cool. The song "Protect Your Neck" apparently cost $300 to record. And apparently they paid the studio in quarters for that session. And so, they had a limited budget, and there's so many guys in the group, and the studio was small. So it was, always crowded in the studio, and they actually had to sort of fight over who was going to be on certain tracks just because there wasn't enough space for them all to be there. So RZA had the members do like rap battles to decide who was going to be on the tracks. So they really had to fight for it. And I mean, this is maybe my favorite hip hop album of all time. I just think that they nailed it. The attitude, it's aggressive. It's it's like, it has so many different artists that you can't not find moments of greatness, because this is like them at their peak. They were really hungry for it. They really just wanted to, they just wanted to be huge. And so that's my pick. And I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing the Wu-Tang Clan shirt. You got me this a couple years back from my birthday.
That's right. I got you that embroidered Wu-Tang shirt.
That's embroidered.
Fancy Wu-Tang. I love the story of Wu-Tang Clan. I think it's the true American dream. It's definitely kind of this amazing story of these guys kind of like, and I love the paying in quarters and like just scrubbing around. And now that's like, they're gigantic.
Yeah.
And it's like they have a Hulu show about their life story. There's like, and to talk about, that's the thing, being on this Nate tour, it's like, it's so great when somebody gives back to their homies and stuff. And so I'm feeling that by being in part of this tour. And that's what these guys really were about, just kind of collaborating with so many people and friends and things. But at the same time, you had to earn it, you had to kind of earn to be on the tracks. And how cool is that? I mean, I would love to battle off the rest of these openers with Nate and,
yeah,
imagine I could get all the dates. I'd be like, all right, let's do this. I'll take all of you. But,
who's doing the 5,000 seater? All right, battle it out.
Bring it on, buddy. Yeah, I got you. No, Vicky, but it's a good song. And this album I hadn't listened to in a while. I kind of dropped the ball and didn't re-listen to it, but I've definitely listened to a lot of this stuff. I'd met a few of them one time when I was doing a show in Connecticut. I think something herbal might have been passed around with me and some of the guys in the band. And I remember
that's pretty awesome.
I was kind of one of those, like, I'm kind of in it, but I didn't realize until I left. They're like, yeah, that's Method or whoever, but it was definitely I think they're a big part of the history of hip hop and rock, and I know Jeff disagrees with that, that hip hop should be in the same breath as rock and roll, but I think they're very rock and roll and punk rock. The fact that anybody that does this like this out of the gate, who doesn't have a famous father, who doesn't have a, connection, that can make, and the impact that they made. And first of all, it's like, there's a lot of genius marketing with them. That logo is one of the greatest band logos of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
up there with the Black Flag bars, I think.
Black Flag bars, Van Halen, whatever. It's one of those like defining things. You see it, exactly.
Yeah. And it's awesome that they all, like, for the most part, all of them incorporate that logo into all their solo stuff. Like Method Man, it's like they just turn it upside down. And so it's pretty iconic. And,
and they're also funny. Like, it's not just
skits.
They have skits, it's not just straight shit.
And the skits are so good that Dave Chappelle used one of the skits on Chappelle's show.
Oh, did he really? Oh,
yeah,
great.
like the before the Method Man track on this album, the torture thing.
Yeah.
Chappelle used it on some sketch where he's like playing the white news anchor.
Okay.
And they do, sort of the same skit, but in that context. So they are actually funny.
Yeah. Adam, how do you feel about this debut Wu-Tang album? How do you feel about Wu-Tang in general?
Oh, it's been, this took me back to college. It's been so many years since I've heard this album. It's very grimy. I saw a comparison where they said that this album was kind of Tarantino-esque, that it was they kind of compared it to Reservoir Dogs, and there's that grindhouse kind of feel to it. But yeah, this took me back. I mean, we used to play this at parties. I remember some of my favorites are Clan in the Front, The Mystery of Chess Boxing, C.R.E.A.M. Yeah, Wu-Tang Clan, Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. I mean, they're all classics, yeah. And I don't really, this is, listening to this, I was trying to figure out any kind of comparisons to, I put on Odd Future, Wolfgang, which a lot of people compare as like a kind of more contemporary Wu-Tang. But I don't know, there's just something about the rawness and Odd Future Wolfgang is also they also have a punk feel to their rap, but there's also that auto-tune component and stuff. I don't know, there's just something more just raw and pure about Wu-Tang.
Yeah, they're definitely the grit and raw is good. Yeah, it doesn't seem overproduced,
right?
Yeah,
because they couldn't afford it. So
I love that sound. I didn't realize until I was doing a little research for this that like the Nas Illmatic album, like I didn't realize that it was because of the Wu-Tang album that artists like that started incorporating that kind of production.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the thing, but this album was like pretty groundbreaking, I guess, influential.
All right, so here comes.
Yeah, here it is. We all like it.
Jeff, how do you feel about this album?
All right, well, so a couple of things with this album. First, let's talk about Wu-Tang for a second. Okay. Interesting story. One, I'm in Amsterdam sometime in the 90s, and who do I run into? Is Wu-Tang Clan, me and my friends. Okay, where is Wu-Tang from? Staten Island.
Yes.
Where am I from and my friends? Staten Island. They wind up inviting me and my friends. We wind up going with them to a Jamaican bar in Amsterdam and hanging out. We don't get home till about 9:00 in the morning the next day. It's a great time. Another connection with Wu-Tang is Method Man, who lived on Staten Island, brings his dog to my wife, who's a veterinarian.
Wow. Okay?
So,
he still lives in Staten Island?
That's a connection. I love what you said about the marketing. I think that you're right on. It is one of the most iconic music logos. You don't have to be a fan. You don't have to know their music, but you definitely know that logo. That really, really smart. I like what Dustin had to say about the, about the, you got to root for them because, they don't know anybody and they make good. And, Adam's right about the production. But for me, listen, I'm not going to pretend that this music is meant for me or this is down my wheelhouse. When I listened to it, I didn't really like it. I mean, there's other rap that I like a lot more than this.
What do you like? What kind of hip hop do you like?
I mean, I kind of like. No, I kind of like more like Run DMC. I like Houdini. I love, you guys know I love Public Enemy. I think that to this day, I still think they're the best rap group out there. I like NWA a lot more than Wu-Tang.
We have similar taste, except we don't agree on Wu-Tang. And I love all that stuff too.
Again, this for me. I know this isn't meant for me, but at least I think with those other artists that I mentioned, I think in the songs that they're doing, there are more hooks. I didn't think there are a lot of hooks with this stuff. So
that's actually one of the things I like about this album. I don't really like a lot of those hooks. This is definitely more aggressive without the hooks.
Yeah, Anthony's music doesn't even have to rhyme. You know what I mean? Like he is a different.
I'm outside the box.
He really is. He's outside.
But again, so it's not for me. I would never put this on. While
I don't
working
know
out
if
or
it's
anything.
For me either, but I can get down with it just because I
can't get down with
facets of myself that can dip in and out. Like I'm obviously not waking up in the morning and listening to Wu-Tang that's my day routine, but it's not something I'm probably gonna go out of my way. Would I buy it on vinyl? Maybe. When DMX died, I bought some DMX and I wasn't into it until I started kind of listening to it. I knew a couple of songs, but it's like I became a little more into him as I just gave it a shot. But I guess you being from Staten Island, I'm sure you've had plenty of opportunities, so it's like always around. But have you seen them live at all? I feel like
yes, they did. I saw them because I was working a Rage Against the Machine tour. Okay, and they were the opening act. Okay. And they actually were not bad live. I liked them better live, but again, I can't take it for too long. Like I couldn't take an hour of that.
I get it. I
don't like a million members on the stage. It gets too confusing. There's a lot of shit going on.
That's how Willie Nelson is. Willie Nelson has like 45 relatives with guitars and violins.
They're playing guitars.
But that's cool. But you saw them like as a group all together.
Yeah.
That's cool because I've seen Ghostface Killah and I saw Raekwon. But I have not seen them all together.
Yeah, they had Inspect the Deck in it. I guess the two main guys are what? Method Man and the RZA.
It was RZA, Jizza. Method Man's pretty important. Older Bastard used to be. I mean, he's dead now. Who else is there? Ghostface Killah. You God. Inspect the Deck. How many is that?
Too many.
That's most of them.
Sometimes you gotta take care of your homies.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Listen, I wish them well. I'll root for anyone from Staten Island. They represent Staten
except
Island
Pete
well.
Davidson. Yeah.
Hey,
I
I lived in Staten Island for a lot of years.
That's right. You did.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of Soul Joe gigs there, so I feel like I'm connected.
Oh yeah, Looney Bin.
I did the festival there. Yeah,
nice.
I guess it was a festival. It was like
they had a festival. It was pretty
Italian restaurant.
That's Staten Island. I remember one
shows.
One time I had a show in an Italian restaurant. It was kind of like my first maybe couple of years in comedy, and I had to pick up a couple of comics at this Staten Island ferry. It was Anthony DeVito and Greg Stone.
Oh yeah.
So I pick them up, and at the time I had a Cadillac, and as we're driving, Anthony goes, "This could be the most Staten Island thing I've ever done. I'm going to do a show in Staten Island in a Cadillac."
To an Italian restaurant.
All right.
Oh, man.
That's great. All right, cool. So Wu-Tang for life, baby. Great job, Anthony. You did a good job, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You had your rhythm. You were good. And then you got off script for a minute and you kind of told them why you like them. And I like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta feel it.
This is, I don't pick albums at random for this show. Everything I bring here is like something that's close to my heart. Even that Bobby Bear Jr. one that you hated.
Just so you know, we all do that on the show. All right. Nobody's half-assing it here. You're not the only one that cares about music, okay? We're all obviously bringing what we feel is a part of our lives. So calm it down, buddy. All right.
I am the most interested in all of the music we talk about.
Okay. Easy, Tiger. All right. Jeez. You're the only one with a soul here. Got it. Okay. Jeez, this guy, you help out your buddy, and then that's what happens. Act like he's the only legit one here. Okay. So, Jeff, let's do some lists. List with Jeff. Could we get a melody for that? Anthony, let's do. We gotta do a melody. Let's try it.
Should I give it my all, or should I just
Jeff's list? What do you want to call it?
Top. It's like List with Jeff.
List, ladies and gentlemen. This segment is called List with Jeff. List with Jeff. There you go. You do it. That's good. One more time.
Oh, okay. Do you like that? I'll do it again.
Cut out my part.
List with Jeff. That's what you.
It gets to the point. People know what this is going to be.
We're finding ourselves on the show. We're finding. Yeah. This is good. This is good.
Okay,
right, Jeff. What do you got?
In honor of Black History Month, this is according to BET. Okay, the top 12 albums you should own.
Okay. And before you start, do you agree with any of them?
Yes. Yes. I like this list a lot more than the guitarist list.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Number 12. Come on. The only thing is, I think this album should be higher. Purple Rain.
Okay.
Knew it was going to be
coming in at number 12. Okay.
Classic.
There we go.
Oh, you got it. Look at that.
Got it right there.
I got that one too.
And we didn't
That's a good one on
this.
vinyl. That's a good one on vinyl.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great album, and the movie was a big part of our lives. And I saw when Prince died. Well, I was with Anthony when Prince died. We were in the living room.
We saw it on the news. Yeah,
breaking news. Us out, and then we just popped pills right after.
But just think how many great singles came out of this album.
Yeah, it's a great album. And, even, and he's still producing music, some of that vault stuff in the vault was pretty good. That last album wasn't bad.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. There was some good ones. We covered that. It was good.
Very good.
It had some moments. Yeah.
Yeah. It was all right.
It was cool.
I love Purple Rain a lot. I feel, just the part of the movie when he, it's like, he's a struggling artist and he's like, it's always something. It's like as a comic, like you relate to that identity of like, you're just like, you try to do a show for an industry and like, something goes wrong. Nobody knows what's happening. It's like, and then he just pulls it out in the end and like Purple Rain's a hit and everything, it's just, I don't know, just that moment. Everybody starts waving their hands, it's like just a big deal. It's like pierces through you, that song. So
do you guys have a favorite single off the album?
I like everything. I love Let's Go Let's Go Crazy is one of the best guitar solos I think I've ever heard. That guitar solo in that song, oh my gosh. It's so good. He's such a good guitarist.
I still love.
How come Prince wasn't on that list?
That's a
Prince should have been top 10 on that list. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the fact that he wasn't even on the top 25. Oh, Buddy Guy. He could have replaced Knopfler.
Get off, Buddy Guy.
Shut up, Anthony.
Randy
should not have
Rhodes.
replaced. Knopfler should have been way higher on that.
You're telling me
Randy
Prince,
Rhodes. That's what I think.
No.
Prince was a better guitar player than Knopfler.
He was not a better. Who?
Prince is a better guitar player than all these guys. Prince was great.
Better than a lot of better guitar player than George Harrison.
Well,
absolutely. And anybody else that Jeff liked, he's way better. Okay.
Jeff Beck, we could have taken him off.
Number 11, 1985 debut release of Whitney Houston.
Yep.
And it had like the big
That was
hit,
the one we talked about.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Hey.
There it is.
Adam, man, you're really on your game.
Yeah.
Adam has all the stuff.
Yeah, Saving All My Love for You. How Will I Know? I mean, that was a monster album.
Yeah, they had Greatest Love of All on it also.
Good stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, it's good.
Yeah, I do. I think her voice and talent is undeniable.
Her voice is is phenomenal.
Well, I mean, one of the best. There's nobody that could replace her.
She's great. I mean, it's not something I'm going to turn on the radio, but it's good stuff.
If it's on the radio, you're not turning it off, are you?
Yeah.
Depends on the song.
Yeah, I'm going to switch it up. It's not my jam.
Okay. This is my jam. I like this number 10 from 1971, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. I think one of the most important albums ever put out.
That album saved relationships. You put that on with some candles. All right, you're gonna have a date night.
Because nothing gets you more into the mood than anti-Vietnam music.
It does actually. It's the best mood is anti-Vietnam music.
No, but it's a great album. It really is, Marvin Gaye, and not gonna say coming to age, but really where it's his breakout, where he's not going to be told what to do, and he's not going to listen to Gordy Berry, and this is his baby, this is his project, and I think it's a great album, and again an important album. Number 9. James Brown, Live at the Apollo, 1963 release.
Okay.
Some of the hits on it were Think and Please, Please, Please. I don't know. You guys big James Brown fans?
Oh, yeah. Like Godfather of rock and roll. He was great. I like James Brown. I mean, I didn't like that movie very much, but, him as a person, probably not the greatest, but his music and what he evolved and the impact he made on lead singers everywhere. Pretty great.
Which is great because he rarely ever sang anything. It was just a lot of shouting nonsense.
No, that's singing, man.
What are you talking about? Shouting nonsense.
Popcorn.
No, come on. That's what Michael Jackson does. It's just he's just higher octane, but it's still the same kind of stuff. It's like very similar. He's using his voice as an instrument. Mm-hmm. It's like it's not always just singing lyrics. Like he's using it as an instrument.
Peanut butter. I like it, but it's.
I like your impression. I think you need to incorporate some Wood James Brown in your act.
Peanut butter.
That'd be a funny commercial if he was still alive. He'd do a Reese's commercial.
Yeah. No, I remember watching the on pay-per-view. I watched I think it was Woodstock 99, and he was one of the performers. And I just remember that it was mostly just stuff like that. He was just shouting. Is that right? He was one of them, wasn't he?
What?
I don't remember.
I don't think I'm making this up, like the Beck thing.
I didn't make it up. It's right.
I'm pretty sure he was one of the performers, and I just remember he was just doing like a lot of food shouting. This is popcorn and peanut butter. And...
I'm fighting the Beck thing right now.
So number 8,
like James Brown.
I think you guys are gonna like this one because I think it's a great album too. 1998's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Lauryn Hill. I love that this record. I love that thing.
Yep.
Everything is everything. I think these are just really, really for the time a great recording.
8 Grammys, right? Didn't she win
Something
8
like that,
Grammys for that? I mean, I respect that album. I don't listen to it, but it's you can't deny that it had a huge impact.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, you hear a lot of Alicia Keys, or a lot of Lauryn Hill in Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
This is a great album. And, for those who don't really know who Lauryn Hill is, from the Fugees. Okay, number 7. I think this is an album that kind of blends big band jazz. 1976 is Stevie Wonder's "Songs in the Key of Life."
Oh yeah, great.
Is there a better song than Sir Duke?
That song is so. His voice is so good, and he makes it seem like he's not even trying. Like he's just having a good time on that song, and it's better than his voice sounds better than anybody.
He had a song called "As" on it. You've heard it, but I mean, for me, Sir Duke, it is a lot of fun. I have never gotten bored of that song. From the moment I've heard it and I just was listening to it on Monday. Okay, it's a great one. Still to me just a great song. I mean, it holds up. I mean, he's just for me one of the best musicians who've ever lived. And
he plays every instrument, right? Or at least knows how to. So on some of those albums, doesn't he play everything? He plays drums and stuff.
I don't know. I never looked really into who recorded. I don't think he played every instrument. But what I was watching some live performances of Sir Duke. And because I get it on this loop, I'll get a song in my head, and then I'll just play the shit out of it. And I'll play live performances, early performances, scaled down. But there's nothing better than a big band, with the horns. Jesus Christ, does that sound good? What do you guys think about this? This is going to be what, number 6? This is Parliament, Mothership Connection from 1975.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys familiar with P-Funk?
That's funky.
I don't know everything. I still get a little confused about the difference between Parliament, Funkadelic,
George Clinton.
I watched a documentary about it, and just about the whole. I didn't realize they started as like a doo-wop, like the Parliaments, I think. But I still am a little confused what the difference is. But I like both Parliament and Funkadelic.
There's a lot of guys. I know Bootsy Collins is in the band.
Yeah. George Clinton, Bootsy Collins. I like it.
Okay, now we're in the top 5. Again, remember, this is according to BET. The top 12 albums you should own. 1971, there's a riot going on. Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh yeah, Sly and the Family Stone.
And the song everybody would know is "Family Affair."
Yeah, they're great.
Okay, nothing more about that. Okay, let's move on to
looking
number
for this
4.
Beck interview. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, Anthony, maybe you know this, or Adam would know this better than I. I'm not. I really don't know too much about this guy. Number 4, I can't believe how high this is on this list. Brown Sugar by D'Angelo, 1995. Are you familiar with this?
Is that the album where in the music video he just isn't wearing a shirt and everybody went nuts?
I think that's all his videos.
Like, all ripped. Well, it was like one shot. It didn't cut away from him. I think maybe he wasn't wearing any clothes, but the camera like only went to like the pelvic, cut it off like right before, like maybe you can see a pube. Like it went all the way down. I just remember that was like got tons of play. I mean, I haven't.
You should try that, Anthony.
I'm getting back.
If I was in this guy's shape, that would be my headshot.
Yeah, I would do it too. But I never listened to the album. That video got a ton of play on MTV.
Number 3. This is one of my favorite R&B artists. Maybe my favorite. I guess modern. I'm going to say in the last 20, 30 years. Mary J. Blige, Watch the 411.
Ugh, awful.
Awful.
You hate, really?
I hate her. I'd punch her if I saw her.
No, you're just saying it.
I would punch her. I would punch her if I saw her. I can't stand it.
You don't like Family Affair? No more drama? You remind me, Real Love? Get out of here.
Gosh.
Real Love is a good song.
Put scissors in my ears.
I
Mary
enjoy.
She's gonna be at the halftime show this year.
I can't do it.
I'll
be getting dip when she goes.
Nah. Oh, she's doing the halftime. It's Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, she's gonna be there.
My nachos.
Yeah, but she's the main featured artist, Mary J. Blige.
Oh my gosh, why can't they get a good? They can't get anybody good. Like
she's great
because they don't pay. That's why.
They don't pay. That's right.
That's why they got somebody free. Mary Blige, she was around. She wouldn't do anything.
Mary J. Blige better than Buddy Guy.
Mary J. Blige?
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, Mary J. Blige She can't play one instrument.
She could sing. She could sing.
She could sing.
So she's sexy. No, man, she's
not that sexy.
What'd she do? Steal money from you? Why do you hate her so much?
She stole my soul every time I listen to her.
Oh man!
Man, would she hit you with a car and take off? You really have enough of Mary J. Blige.
Music hit me with a car, and it feels the same. It's exactly the same.
Okay, I guess this is a kind of a big album because this is number 2. 1993's R. Kelly 12 play.
R. Kelly.
Bump and grind on this. Your body calling.
How's that number 2?
Sex me.
I don't know about that.
Man.
Is this too high?
I wouldn't have included R. Kelly on the list.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm sure this stuff came out. I'm sure this list came out way before, but not even that stuff. I don't think he's that great.
Well, where do you separate the person from the art?
I always separate.
You hold it against them?
No, I always separate it. Bill Cosby's the best comic that ever lived, and it's like nobody could do what he could do. Nobody could tell 2-hour stories, like stories for 2 hours and things like that. So I can separate it. I just don't really like the music. It's not.
I was never a big R. Kelly.
I don't care. I don't care if he peed on kids. I just don't like the music.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it. I mean, it's all right. To me, it seemed very high on the list.
Yeah, way too high.
But then again, I don't watch BET on the regular.
We know.
Yeah, you don't have to say it like that.
Oh, by the way, if you guys are going to be in New York in August, you guys want to go see Kid Rock?
If I want to see Kid Rock, I could go to his house right now. So that's
Kid Rock and Foreigner playing together.
Jeff, do you like, because I'm assuming you agree with some of the things that he's all about lately. Do you actually like his new songs?
I like that one with the rocket video.
Which one is that? Is that the one with the brand Let's Go Brandon chant?
No, I haven't heard that. I think that's a newer one.
Okay, so you like the other one where it's like, don't tell me how to live or whatever.
But he's coming at you, Anthony, about poor Bobby Mayer Jr.
Why does your Kid Rock sound exactly like James Brown, by the way?
Well, that was a different guy singing the hook on the Kid Rock song.
Yeah, he sounds like that. It's a different guy. It's not not Hook. It's not Kid Rock. It's another guy. Who's number 1?
Okay, can you guess what the number 1 album according to BET?
Thriller.
Thriller.
You got it.
All right,
Dustin nailed it. Thriller. How can you not, man? Every song on it is a monster album.
I have that album.
Great. One of the greatest albums of all time. Any genre.
I don't know about the greatest of all time, but it's definitely a solid album. It's
you don't think it's a top 10 album of any genre of all time?
Success wise, it is, but artistically, success wise,
it's undeniable.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends what you want in a top 10. What do you want in a top 10? Like, is it about? What kind of sounds? I mean, I don't know. It just depends. I think
it's a top 5, if not top 3 album of all time.
If it wasn't as popular, would it be as good?
Yes. I mean,
Anthony, what do you think?
Between Beat It, Billie Jean.
It's an incredible
Human Nature.
Almost every single song was like not just a single, but a huge single.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the singles and the success and the airplay. I'm just talking about the album itself. I'd rather listen to Purple Rain. Just me. I'd rather listen to other things.
I think it's better than Purple Rain.
I've listened to Thriller more than I've listened to Purple Rain, but I feel like maybe Purple Rain would be a better album.
Well, I mean, Quincy Jones could make us, a hobo on the street sound good. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of facets there that Michael had access to, but I mean, he's a genius. He was a great, 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 great singer. Nobody's denying that. I'm more of a Tito fan when it comes to the Jackson family.
Dustin, didn't you like the difference between a song like Beat It with Eddie Van Halen playing the lead in it, and then something sweet like Human Nature?
It was fun. I like Michael Jackson. I just don't know if it's it's like, I don't know. It's so Pepsi Cola to me. It's
that's why I'm saying like Purple Rain probably is like cooler.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it feels like a band.
So
right. Purple Rain is definitely darker than Thriller.
So I lean, but I mean, it's good stuff. You can't, like, a Michael Jackson song comes on from that album, but you can't not be in a good mood and enjoy the song. Obviously, nobody's denying that it's not good music. But top 10 is a very serious list. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to all do our top 10 albums, and then we'll compare and see.
Well, I like this.
And we'll see where we stand with each other on the top 10
personal
Dustin albums. Jeff, Adam, that'll be our next show. So everybody, you have a little bit of time to work on that. So we'll see who comes in.
Prediction, and we'll go back to the tape.
Prediction. Okay.
Will any of our albums overlap?
Yeah, a few.
Will my and Anthony's albums overlap?
A few.
I think it's possible.
I'm going to take the over and under on one.
I would say at least one of them. Top 10 of all time. Yeah, I think
this will be fun. So that'll be the next show. So we'll do that. That'll be the show. So we don't have to do albums, particular albums. We'll just all three do our list together.
I love that.
All four, whatever. So there is a new Red Hot Chili Peppers album coming out March 1st. They released a single that's getting a lot of mixed reviews. It's called Black Summer. I listened to it. It's always fun when a band like Red Hot Chili Peppers release anything new, because I feel like they're such a fun rock band, and like they've been around forever, and they're not the greatest band of all time, but they have some talent, and they have some good albums, and I really like their vibe as a band. And being in California, there's nothing better than driving in California with the windows rolled down with some peppers going. And so I love this band. This song I felt was, it made you realize it's like how much work they've gone into making his voice sound better on some of these albums. Because I feel like they didn't do a lot of auto tune on his voice. So he kind of sounded regular instead of kind of over the top produced. But there were some good instrumental things happening in the song. I thought the lyrics were a little cheesy and stuff, but I felt like overall it was decent, but I don't think I would. I'm rushing out to buy this album. What did you think, Anthony?
I feel pretty similar. His voice, seemed to have like some kind of weird accent, like he was just enunciating too much sometimes, and that struck me as odd. The song to me kind of felt like it could have been a B-side from Californication. Yeah. But I'm glad they've got John Frusciante back in the band. His guitar playing is great on it, Yeah.
Instrumentally, I think it sounded great.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't blown away. I have a buddy who was texting me the other day. He's like, holy shit, they're back. This is the greatest. I was like, really? Wow. And he's like, not even a big fan. He's like, this is amazing. And then I watched the video. I was like, is it? It's fine. I don't really have a problem with it, but I
didn't see the video. I just heard the track.
They look good. He pulls his shirt off. He's
still jacked.
doing
nice.
I love it. But I don't know, it was fine. It's like what I would have expected their new song to sound like.
Hilarious. Yeah, the accent thing was weird. Yeah,
It was right. It was a weird accent that he never had before.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a Madonna thing. The older they get, they become British.
Yeah.
I really agree with almost everything Anthony says on this one.
That's fair.
It's great to see John Frusciante back in the band since 2006. I love the way Flea plays bass. I love the way Chad is a drummer. I always hated Anthony Kiedis' voice. This is even worse. I saw the video. His mustache is disturbing.
I had the same exact mustache with the goatee and everything.
But you pull it off better than he does. I couldn't stand it. But I did like the song. I did like it. I love your assessment that it could have been something that may have been left off of Californication. Yeah. I'm not the biggest Chili Peppers fan in the world. It's not bad. But I did like this song. It's good to see rock music back. And I did appreciate the fact that they didn't auto-tune it and hype up Anthony's voice. His voice is what it is. And I like that he went there. I think the song is pretty catchy. It's fun. But again, Anthony, I always wondered what the Chili Peppers would sound like if they would have had like a guy who could really sing.
Yeah, well, I think Anthony did a good job on a lot of the tracks. I mean, I think it's called old age too. I mean, I think a little older you get, the less the good you sound. But maybe the album, maybe the album will be great. Maybe some other good songs on it. Maybe this is just a dud off the album. So I don't think this was the best song to release, but I didn't think it was fun. I didn't think it was really catchy either. I just thought it was just kind of like, let's just get something out there.
You didn't think it was catchy at all?
No,
I don't remember it now.
I don't remember it. Yeah, obviously.
I remember he had like a weird pronunciation.
He's great on it.
Catchy is like, I don't know.
Like Danny California.
Give it away. No, that's catchy. It wasn't anything like that, So, you can't get that out of your brain. We heard that so much, So, but it's interesting. We'll see how this album is. Maybe it'll be the full album. Might be a great. We'll definitely cover it. So we'll March 1st. That'll be a big one for us.
March 1st, yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of Dustin's Vinyl. We love you. And check us out on our podcast. I think we're going to be on Tidal soon. I'm working on that. All right, everybody, and keep buying vinyl. Woo! Rock and roll.